Hi, Sue. Lovely. Right then. So if you could come and have a stand on your mats and let's just get ourselves going. Just adjust my camera. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to start by loosening off, getting things ready as we always do. Beginning just with some rolls through the shoulders, if you would. So deep breath, inhale, roll the shoulders up, exhale, roll them back round and down. Lovely. Hi to everybody who's just joining. We're just starting, so just take your time, get yourself ready. Nice, slow and steady with those shoulder rolls. Enjoy something that really feels important, doesn't it? Kind of trying to release that tension that we often hold around the necks and the shoulders as we link into our breath at the same time. We'll do a few more of those. At the same time, just starting to draw some tension through the tummy. And then we're just going to use this next one to set that shoulder position. So we're just going to slide the shoulders down, tuck them into our back pockets. So we're going to take one hand and reach up towards the ceiling and then just take a little tilt over to the side, trying to push your hip bones across to the side of your mat and then come back to the centre and then just bring the arm back down again. We're going to repeat that on the opposite side. So as the arm comes up, really work hard to draw the shoulder away from the ear, tip to the side, keep your body as flat as you can, back to the centre and down we go. Just keep it going. So the arm comes up. Use a little bit more tension through the tummy when the arm's above your head so that we're making sure that the ribs don't draw up towards the ceiling as well. We want to keep that rib cage from flaring up. Lovely. We'll do a couple more on each side. Now, I really want you to try and curve your body like a banana. Really try and lengthen through the side of the body. You should feel that stretch around this area here, so between the ribs and the pelvis. I just want you to hold your next one. So take it into that side reach. Push your hips as far as you can. You should even feel between the rib cage just separating. Watch that top shoulder line for me. So you've got a lovely gap between your elbow and your ear. Keep holding as you breathe. Inhale slowly and exhale slowly. Good. Come back to the centre. And we'll take that over to the second side now. So same again, reach up and then just slowly push across to the side. Now, as you start to feel more comfortable in that position, you can just nudge your hips a little bit further away to that side. So we're really trying to shorten this side of the body and lengthen through here. Looking great, guys. Keep going. Breathe. Lovely, and then come back to the centre. Hopefully that's got you feeling nice and long through the sides of the body. We're going to carry on using that. This time we're going to bring both hands and we're going to float them up towards the ceiling. We're going to hold them there, okay? So shoulders down into the back pockets, tummy drawn towards the spine. I'm just going to turn side on because we're going to do a little bit of back extension now. So you're going to try and get your heart and you're going to lift your heart up towards the ceiling as if you're bending backwards over a wall or something like that, and then we come back to the centre. So keep your tummy drawn tightly on as you lean back, so it should feel like the tummy, the abdomen's working hard as you extend over the top of that wall and then come back to the centre. If you find that's a challenge, don't go quite so deep and don't go quite so long. So just come in and out of that upper back extension. Don't let your head hang back. We want to keep the back of the neck nice and long. Juicy peach between your chin and your chest. Let me see how you're getting on with that. That's it. Oh, you okay, Emma? Lovely. It should feel almost like a little bit of a challenge as you go back, holding your balance, holding your core. Looking good. Well done. And you're not looking completely up, so chin to chest a little bit more, Ivana. That's it, yeah. So don't let the weight of your head drag you back. You're using this kind of lengthening through the tummy. And then come back up again. Lovely. We'll do a couple more. Bit of a hold at the end. And back up. Nice deep back bend. We don't do a lot of back bend work. I thought we'd throw something in this evening a bit different. Okay, come back to the centre. Keep your arms up if you can, or give them a rest if you need to. This is where our balance comes in. Two options here. We're going to take one foot and we're going to slide it out in front of us, leg straight. Then we're going to fold it back in, and then we're going to take the opposite foot and slide it out in front of us. So you'll need to just transfer your weight from side to side, but try not to let your hip pop out to the side. So we did lots of nice bending through the side of the body earlier. Now we want to keep those ribs and pelvises firmly connected to one another. Okay, so that's your first option, is just a shift and a slide. Point your toe and squeeze your thigh when you get to the end of that stretch. Your second option is to add a little heel raise. So we're going to take the leg up and then we're going to float up and then back down again, keeping that leg as straight as you can. Really draw the tummy towards the spine as the leg lifts. It doesn't have to come all the way up, so you could be in a little bit of a halfway house there. Just hover the foot off the mat, come back down. Keep those arms above your head if you can. If they start to tire, just take them to your hips for a little bit until you feel ready to place them back up and over above your head. Most importantly, keep that pelvis nice and level. Your pelvis has got a spirit level across the front of it, so we don't want that spirit level to dip from side to side. Either keep the front foot in contact with the floor, or see if you can challenge yourself to balance. Draw your tummy in as your foot floats up. Good work. Really good. Pointed toes if we can. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to challenge you to add a little bit more balance now. So you're going to shift across to one side. You're going to bring the foot out in front. You're either holding it here or you're holding it here, and then we're going to pulse. So down here, you're just tapping your toe on and off the floor. Little taps, keeping your pelvis level. If you're up here, you're just tapping it up and down at the top of that movement. Good. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, feeling it in the thighs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, take it across, straight over to the second side. So either here or here. Off we go, pulsing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Super, down we go. And bring your arms back down again. Probably give those legs a little bit of a shake out. Well balanced, everyone. Okay, a little bit more work with balance. This time taking the focus away from the thighs and into the calves. So just place your hands on your hips, make sure your pelvis is resting level. This time we're going to use the pelvic floor. We're going to tighten through the pelvic floor and we're going to float up onto tiptoes. We're going to hold that pelvic floor contraction, keep the heels lifted, glance to the left, and then glance to the right. Whoop, look forwards and lower down as you release. I lost my balance then. Same again. So pelvic floor switches on. We raise the heels off the floor. We glance. And we glance. And then we come back to the centre and we lower down. If you're finding the glances are a little bit challenging, just leave them out. Just lift and hold. Drawing through the pelvic floor, tightening from the back passage to the front passage, and then lower down. So you're either adding a glance or you're not, depending on how you feel with your balance this evening. Well done, everyone. Oh, good, 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 good. Really nice all round, super. Notice how if you are adding that balance, how it really throws you off. To really work hard, you should feel those small adjustments that your ankles are making. Okay, you're going to look forwards for me. You're going to stay looking forward. You're going to stay on your heels, but we're going to pulse from here. So see if you can go a little bit higher, top range of that movement. So if you're just banging your head on the top of the wall, or top of the ceiling, sorry, up and down, really feel those calves now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Slowly come down. Oh, and feel that leg. Just bring one foot in front of the other, toes up towards the ceiling. Really stretch out the back of that calf. Super. Okay, swap sides, stretch up, and then come back to the centre. Okay, just a little bit of roll downs, and then we'll find ourselves down on the mat sure enough soon. So starting off nice and tall, feet hip distance apart, peel down through your spine. We're going to take it nice and slowly, one bone at a time. We'll do a few of these, so don't rush through them. Take your time. We started off with our roll downs last week, didn't we? So back to where we usually find them at the end of our warm-up. Looking good. So yeah, just let the hands hang heavily in front of you. Very nice. Oh, good flexibility straight in. So that obviously got the blood flowing to the back of the legs there, which is nice, helps with your movements. Okay, stacking back up to stand when you're done. And then when you get to the top, we're going to just go back down again. So rolling down through the bones in your spine. Remember that exhale just when you get to the bottom of your forwards fold, just to make sure you're not holding any tension through your breath. Lovely. We're going to try one more. So when you get to the top, just roll down once more. Try and keep your weight ever so slightly more in the front of your feet, out of your heels. And just let those arms really droop off the ends of your shoulder blades. Just a pause at the bottom of this last one. Breathing in slowly and out slowly, and then just slowly bending your knees so you can bring your hands down onto the mat. And we're going to come into a high kneeling position. So if you set yourself up into the centre of your mat facing forwards, if you are working on like a firmer floor, you might want to just fold your mat over slightly so you've got a little bit more cushioning, it's just to make things a bit more comfortable. Okay, so high kneeling position, knees hip distance apart. We're just going to start here with some pelvic tilts. So you'll probably find with your pelvic tilts in high kneeling, it's a little bit harder to get that kind of tailbone tucked underneath because we've sort of fixed your thigh bones now. So really try and isolate that movement just to your pelvis and keep your upper back nice and steady. Your tailbone is just working to tuck underneath and send away. Lovely. And you're as tall as you can be, even though you're kneeling. We're still trying to stretch and lengthen all the joints in the spine. Super. Okay, we're going to come to the centre, so where your bucket of water is resting level. And we're going to float the hands out in front at shoulder height. But this time, just really working on drawing the shoulders down. We're going to take it into a spine twist. So breathe in for me. And then as you breathe out, we're going to rotate, keep the belly button pointing forwards and let your rib cage twist. Let your gaze follow that movement and then come back to the centre and take it across to the second side. Again, breath out to twist and then back to the centre. So really focus on keeping your hips stepped over your knees so that as you twist, you're not leaning backwards, but keeping nice and upright. Imagine a piece of string is just attached to the crown of your head, and that's just being pulled up as you twist from side to side. And every now and then, just checking in on the positioning of your shoulders. So as we go into these tighter twists, we do sometimes notice that the shoulders creep up towards the ears. So we're really working hard on that posture that we set around our shoulders, nice long collarbones, and the shoulder blades are just tucking down into our back pockets. Looking good, guys. So really nice twist for the upper back, which is going to help with our movement in our spine, setting us up with a good posture as well. Okay, just do one more on each side. Lovely. And then just come back to the centre, place your arms back down. We're going to revisit that side stretch now, but in kneeling. So you're going to reach up with one hand, keep that lovely gap between the ear and the neck and the arm, and then you're just going to tilt to one side. Let the other hand just glide down the outside of the leg. Stay as flat as you can, so try not to let your chest collapse over. Squeeze your bottom to push your pelvis forwards, and then we're going to come back to the centre. We're going to go that on the opposite side. So really let your breathing exhale out as you lower down. See if you can get that hand down to the bottom of your leg before you come back to the centre. Lovely, really exhale through the movement. Okay, we're going to hold this next one, holding that position. Keep breathing. As you hold, lovely, really nice. Okay, then come over to the second side. Stretch, breathe and hold, just making sure that that palm is just rotated so we're facing down to the floor. We've got it, lovely. Breathe and hold. Very nice. Okay, then come back to the centre again. So hopefully what that's done is just opened this area out again, because we're going to need that length in a moment. So we're going to bring the hand down onto the mat now. If you feel that the floor is quite a long way away, if you're close to your sofa, you could grab a pillow and pop your hand on the pillow just to raise it up. Otherwise, you can make a fist and just raise yourself up slightly. The goal really with this is to have the hip stacked over the knee. So if the floor feels like quite a long way away, what sometimes happens is we end up being here. So try and just stack yourself up a little higher so that you can get that nice position around the hip and knee. Okay, the top leg is stretched away from us, okay? And then we're just going to come back now and take that into a full side stretch. So we've kind of prepped for this one, but we're going to bring that top hand over the top, make sure the hand palm is rotated down towards the floor. Really press the underhand into the mat. I'm working hard, we're not here, we're lifting through that top arm, creating a nice sort of bowed line through the side of the body. Draw your tummy to your spine and hold that position. Really try and push your pelvis forwards and squeeze the underside of this hip to create a nice big gap between you and the floor. Let me see how you look with those. If you need to come out of it at any point, do so, then join back in. Oh, well done, these looking great all around, super. You're just letting the kind of line of your head follow the rest of your body, so try not to let your head hang down too much. Okay, we're going to take that top hand and we're going to bring it back over onto the hip now. We've got a little bit of side hip work from here. So your first option is to bend the knee. Second option is straight leg. Either way, we're going to see if we can bring the outside of the knee up to hip height. So I'm just demonstrating here your first option with your knee bent and your second option with your leg straight. It should feel a real challenge to bring that leg off the mat. So we might just be floating it up maybe ½ an inch, or we might, if we've got a little bit more strength in that top hip, be able to bring it right up in line with the hip. Okay, squeeze the outside of the hip as you lift. It should feel like you only need to do about 6 of these before you need a rest. Okay, so take your rest and then join back in again. Remember, you can bend your knee if you find the straight leg is challenging. Watch these heads aren't hanging down in despair. Keep that lovely line through your spine. We've just set you up beautifully to do so. Well done. I know these are tough, but you are here to get stronger and this will do it. Okay, we're going to add a little hold now. So float your foot off the mat as high as you can with a bent leg or a straight leg. We're going to come back to those pulses that we started with. So a little pulse, lift and lower. You're here or you're here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Lovely. Come down with that top leg, come back to the center, and then just take it into a shell stretch for me. So you're just dropping back to your heels and letting your head rest down on the mat. Now that should really feel warm in that hip now, really working on those glute muscles that sit to work along the side of the hip and the knee. And just enjoy a breath or two more here, just collecting our thoughts to see how we feel about going over to the second side. So when you're good, we're going to start with that lovely stretch, aren't we? So we're going to come back to kneel. Take your pillow, if you've been using it, or your block over to the second side, and lower that hand down to the mat. Stretch that top leg away, and we reach up and over. Nice straight line through the body. So we've got the shoulders, hips, foot all in line. Okay, and we're lifting that arm, we're drawing the tummy towards the spine, we're pushing through the hand that's connected into the mat, and we're trying to tuck that hip underneath. Just hold that lovely stretch for me. Perfect. Good. Just bring your foot a touch forwards for me, Helen. That's it. Perfect now. Lovely. Sue, just watch that top arm. Just bring it slightly further away. You've got it. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to add those leg lifts. So we're either going to go bent knee or straight knee. So bring your top hand back over onto your hip and set your position. So either high or low, long or short. All of the movements are working on the same muscle group. So if you can be here, work more effectively. It's better than being here and kind of losing that lovely still posture. So we want everything from the waist up and this bottom leg not moving. The only thing that's moving is that leg that's lifting and lowering. Okay, when you need to, take a rest and then join back in. That's it, shake those shoulders out if you need to. We are working the shoulders, even though the movement's through the hip. We've got big press through the arms, taking our weight. Lovely. Okay, we'll do a few more and then we've got that hold. Okay, 3, 2, and then set your position to hold. Lift the legs, straight or bend, and then when you're ready, we're just going to pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, we did it. Both sides are done. Sit back into your heels and just stretch out for a moment. That's definitely one you'll feel when you're going up and down the stairs tomorrow. Okay, to finish off, we're going to do some tummy work in our rest position. So if you just come to lie on your backs for me. This is all about how the abdomen and the hips work together. So those hip flexor muscles that sit over the groin. So setting up in rest position, knees bent, feet hip distance apart. If you've got your pillow, you might want to use it to support your head, otherwise just lying flat. And then just take a moment to find that kind of neutral pelvic position. So you've got your little sponge in the small of your back and you're just ever so slightly gently pressing down. We want to maintain that constant pressure on our sponge. So I'm going to give you 2 rounds with this. So the first round we'll all do together, and the second round you can either repeat the same or you can come with me for a bit of a progression. So first option, we're going to float that right leg up into tabletop position. Maintain the pressure on your sponge, gently drawing your tummy towards your spine. And as you breathe out, we're going to take it into our leg stretch. So we float the leg away from us, squeeze the thigh to bring the knees level, and then we fold back into tabletop. So stretch, tightening the tummy as you lengthen and releasing as you fold. And when you bring that knee back in, make sure that your knee is just stacked over your hip and it hasn't kind of come all the way in. Because you drop this knee in, you should notice how it changes your pelvic position. And we want to maintain that lovely steady position around the pelvis, that core control. Keep it going, lengthen, 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 and fold back in. Now, we worked on this thigh at the start, didn't we? So you should feel that thigh is feeling a little bit tired already. Give it a good squeeze when you get to the end. Now, when you're feeling ready, we're going to add the arms as well. So bring the hands up over the shoulders, but then as you stretch through the foot, you're going to reach over to the top of your mat. Now, don't let your ribs flare up towards the ceiling, and then we fold back down again. So we're stretching the foot away from the hands, drawing the tummy even tighter now that we've added those hands in. We don't want the rib cage to flare up. Keep the rib cage connected to the mat and your constant pressure on your sponge. Keep it going on that same side. Remember to exhale as you extend and inhale as you fold back. Good. We want to see a nice squeeze of the thigh at the end. Try and get that knee as straight as possible. Everybody's doing a great job with those. Well done. We've got 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And then we're just going to stretch away. We're going to hold that length now through the legs. Hold the length with the arms. But then we're just going to do a little bit of a pulse again. So just up and down. Imagine that your toe is a pencil and you're just drawing a bit of a scribble up and down on your paper. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. This time, folding the leg all the way in and bringing the arms to hug around the knee, just to stretch out through the back and release the thigh. Couple of breaths before we go over to that second side. So when you're ready, you're just going to bring that right foot down onto the mat. This time swapping the left leg into tabletop now. So just starting with the legs, the arms will come in a moment. Find that neutral position in your spine, maintaining that position as you stretch your foot away and then fold back in again. Breathe out to lengthen and into forward. It's always good to just go back to those more basic movements, and then we build on them as we familiarise ourselves with that pure movement. So thinking this time now about the leg that's not moving. So as you stretch away, make sure that this leg isn't swaying from side to side. We want to keep it nice and steady so we can rest our glass of wine on it. And then when you're ready, we're going to float the hands up to shoulder height, and then we're going to take it into our full stretch. So hands over the top, foot away, back in again. Tightening the tummy ever so slightly to the spine, stopping that rib cage flaring up towards the ceiling. Well done, everyone. So you're just finishing with your knees kind of roughly in line with one another, with a big squeeze through that thigh. 4 more. You've got it, guys. Keep going. 3 more. Watch those shoulders don't kind of collapse up as the hands come overhead. We've worked hard with the posture this evening around the neck. 2 more. And then stretch and hold. Okay, hold and then just pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. Bring the knee in towards you and hug your knee. Okay, so that's round 1 done. So if you kind of felt like that was good enough for you and you want to repeat it, by all means, we're going to go the same again. Otherwise, we're just going to add a double tabletop and try again. So when you're ready, set yourself up either in a single tabletop with the right leg or a double tabletop, bringing the left leg in. So holding that position, we start with the right leg. The right leg stretches back into the centre and then folds into tabletop. So noticing if you are in double tabletop, how we have to work a little bit harder now, not to let the weight of that leg stretching away from us lift our back off our sponge. Yeah, we're going to keep that constant pressure, aren't we? So you should feel it working a lot more in your abs now. Make it work well for you though. Don't feel it in your back. If you're feeling it in your back, just bring that second foot down and take it back into single tabletop. Okay, if you want to, we're going to add the arms. So hands come back over the top and then we reach over the top of the mat as we stretch and fold back in. Now, we're really focused, aren't we, on this left right leg that's moving. But as you hold that left leg into tabletop, I want to make sure that your heel doesn't start to drop down, or it doesn't sort of droop in towards you or drop down away from you. So be really precise with that movement. Lovely. Good stuff. Or you've got your left foot on the mat, also beautiful option. Okay, 4 more. Well done, got some good options all the way around here. So Liz, same leg stretches for me. Or if you want to keep alternating, just keep alternating all the way through, because I'm going to take everybody else onto the same side next time, don't worry. That's fine. Okay, lovely. 2 more on that right side. And then you're going to stretch the right leg away. You're going to hold that long leg and you're just going to pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We come back in, okay? We bring the hands back down to the side, and then we take the left leg either into tabletop, or if we're already in a tabletop, we're just going to start stretching it. So you're either here for your second option or back here if we're repeating that first option. Make sure you're feeling it in your abs and not your back. Good. So just get used to the legs. Long, heavy legs engaging through the core. And then when you're ready, we're going to add the arms in. So hands above the shoulders, and then we lengthen and we fold and we lengthen and we fold. Good stuff, guys. Let me come and see you. We're nearly done. Last little bit. You should be feeling it now. Your tummy should want to give up, but you are going to keep it going a little bit longer with either option. Well done. Really nice all round. Beautiful. Okay, 4 more. 3 more. Watch that tabletop leg. Don't let it start to change position. We're holding the leg that's not moving. 2. Stretch and hold. And then we pulse. Last push. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. Gosh, I only did half of what you guys did, and I felt that at the end there. Right, both knees are going to be hugged towards us now, and just gently rock from side to side. Now it's up to you. You might want to do round 3. It's quite a nice little sequence that you could kind of keep working on if you wanted to do a little bit more, or maybe you could try and revisit that tomorrow just to get a little bit more exercise in this week. Otherwise, if you're done, come and see me at the camera.